24th January, the stock markets are globally a beautiful place to be, except India. This is the global dashboard that I track. Nifty and Bank Nifty are red. And Wipro ADR is actually not red, it is not reflecting the bonus. Otherwise, we are doing fine here. And USD versus INR is not green, this is red. S&P 500 yesterday hit a new high. FTSE DAX hit a new high today. And look at how far these indices are from 52-week highs. Dow Jones 1%, Nasdaq 1%, Nikkei 6%, French index is 4%. It is a India specific problem. My portfolio today got an extraordinary beating. That is because Spandana Spurti specifically let out literally all the poison in one go. Literally a quarter worth of sales were declared as provisions. This is good thing in general because now the entire pain is out, but the stock obviously went to lower circuit and took the entire MFI industry down with it. Note one thing, that provisions does not mean that the money is not coming back. Any money recovered is now henceforth going to be added as profit with zero cost. Besides that, Tejas networks, that was a major calamity and I'll talk about it in the Nugget section today. The Kalyan Jewelers plus Motilal Oswal pack continued to bleed and renewables pack continued to bleed. Trend also has been going down only. The only saving grace today, probably something happy to remember for the weekend, was the consumption pack. A lot of consumption stocks in my portfolio and they have been there for more than 6-7 months now. They are coming back to green slowly. Not yet, but probably next week, hopefully. Some of them will turn green. And railway stocks are not giving me any chance to change this picture. Today also they cracked, specifically Jupiter wagons. That's primarily because the wagon industry or business is kind of becoming a commodity. There are too many companies in a crowded space now. And the valuations of Jupiter wagons are no longer getting justified. Defense, the similar picture, cracks were bigger in fact. Today's nugget is a bit interesting because I'll talk about Tejas network results, where I found an anomaly, probably the reason why it was beaten down out of shape today. And I'll start with KFIN Technologies to contrast the two reasonings. And this stock was up 10-11% for the day. The greens and reds are seesawing. Just the good part is that we see consumption at the top after a long time. Only 19 stocks were up. HUL, Bharti Airtel, ICICI, Infosys, Wipro, TCS. Reliance continues to be at the bottom. It was just good for 2-3 days. Along with it, HDFC Bank, M&M, Trent and ONGC. And the reason I am not selling Trent is I have a theory that this stock will do fine. All the theories and stories around the valuations, Trent not growing, they probably will be proven false. I'll create a nugget soon around Trent. Next 50 today was worse than Nifty as well as yesterday. Seems that the Lodha brothers came to some consensus. That was at the top today. Bajaj Holding has a reserved place in the top 5. Indigo, despite bad results, the result actually came late perhaps. That was in the top 5 along with Ambuja Cements and Varun Beverages. This gain is minuscule. The graph flipped from yesterday. Today we have an extraordinary long tail. Oil and gas is right at the bottom. Automobile is in the bottom. Heavy machinery. And there is none of the big sectors at the top. Telecom continues to be the only large sector making money for now. Only 4 sectors up. Volatility made a comeback today. Nifty not only was volatile with a trading range of 1.24%. See these patterns? Literally, there are 3 traversals of this 1.24%. Which side of the trade would you go on? Mostly Reliance was taking Nifty down, 1.4% down for the day today also. In the Bank Nifty, only ICICI Bank was up, that to 0.5%. Nothing stands out in the private sector banking pack, just that Ujjivan Small Finance fell 4.4%. No respite for the public sector banks either. Everything down, the cuts are getting bigger. The investing pack continues to bleed. Today, the bears were at the top. Nippon AMC down 5%, HDFC AMC 3%, and Motilal Oswal another 4.5%. Nothing very different for the NBFCs, just that the cuts are getting bigger now. Geo Financial down 4.5%. REC now is in red. Big red towers in the microfinance space. This sector may get uglier now because people don't understand provisions at all. I said this yesterday, when markets are in a really bad shape, IT is a good place to hide. Auto continues to bleed. Auto ancillary looks even worse. Metals are cracking as well, 2-3% now. No respite for oil companies. Oil India, MRPL, ONGC, everything down. And despite crude being a bit soft around 78, IOC, BPCL, HPCL, despite the good show from HPCL, continue to crack. Across the board selling, even power pack, just Torrent Power was up a bit, 3.2%. Renewable pack almost seems like 100% of their business was going to come from United States, and all that is getting to zero. Pharma is also a safe haven in bad times, but right now pharma is at a very high gains. This sector came for heavy profit booking today. Market sentiment means that sugar sector also is not doing well at all. This is the peak season for sugar stocks. Edible consumption, the top tier looked a little prettier today. In fact, most of these stocks also came down, closed at a level lot lower than their height today. Just Britannia was up whole day, 2% up. Non-edibles was terrible today. Just HUL was up a bit. PN Gadgil, Jyoti Laboratories, Bajaj Consumer hit fresh lows. Trent cracked 4%. Kalyan Jewelers another 4%. And there is no confirmed news of any trouble for Kalyan Jewelers yet. Totally in the control of bears, and management seems helpless as well. Only indice which was up was Nifty IT, and the cuts in energy, next 50 and auto were really deep today. All bad results today, despite crude being low and the airports being really full. Indigo gave negative results, profit fell 20%. What else does Indigo need to be profitable than the last quarter? JSW Steel net profit down 70%. Godrej Consumer Products Q3 profit falls 14%. Bad news everywhere. The institutional numbers are not very high these days. FIIs sold 2758 crores, DIIs bought 2400 crores. Now what to watch for is that this number will be closer to 50,000 or probably closing in on 100,000 by the end of the month. Gold, silver are inching towards their highs. Gold is nearly at a 5-6 week high now. And this is going to go higher only till the uncertainty goes down in the Indian markets. Note that in India, this is having a double impact because currency also is going down. And there could be a possible third arrow also soon if the budget restores the duty cuts. I personally feel that Brent will be range bound somewhere around 75. Earlier it was tethered around 72 for nearly 2-3 months. My trades for the day, first of all, couple of misses. Yesterday I forgot to mention that I had bought KFIN for the results, which I sold today at 10% profit. And I have said that I don't own HDFC Bank. Today I found that in one portfolio. I thought I had sold it, but it is still lying there. Today I bought 2 tranches of Tejas, one for long term as an investment and another for trading. I think Tejas will be up on Monday and I'll sell it off. Also bought CAMS because I think KFIN's results will be repeated in CAMS. CAMS should be better only. Nugget time, let's start with KFIN Technologies first because that will also set the context for the next part of the Nugget. KFIN Tech, if you see the results, were very close to previous quarter results. Expenses in line, OPM same, other income nearly same, depreciation same, profit before tax slight increase compared to slightly higher sales. Tax number same, net profit just 1 crore more. This company seems to have not grown at all. Now if you look at December 23 to 24, let me clear this. 219 crore to 290 crores. Operating profit 98 to 131, 45 is 45. Profit before tax 89 became 122. EPS 3.92 became 5.25. This is a healthy growth. You can't get overzealous with mathematics, and you can't choose quarter on quarter versus year on year at our discretions. We can't do that. The comparison which decides whether stock is doing well or not is always year on year, not quarter on quarter with previous quarter of the same year. So KFINTECH did fine with this part. They were rewarded. The stock was up 10% for the day, closed a little down because of profit booking, and in general markets went down. Tejas Networks. This is what happened to the stock. 8.78% down. Started with a gap down. Stayed down whole day. In fact, towards the end, this got worse. This is the press release from Tejas Network. They have clearly said that Q3 is compared to Q3. This is what was published in their results. They never talked about Q2. Net revenue 560 crore to 2642 crore. 5x. Profit before tax minus 50 crore became 211 crore, more than 5x. Profit after tax 45 crore negative became 160 crores. Does this look like a bad result? You could compare 9 months also. Minus 84 became 518 crore profit after tax. Revenue 1144 became 7016. That's close to more than 6x, 6.5x. Do you see any problem till now? This is the official result. I'll jump to the screener one because this is kind of too small to read. Sales 2642. Here we are talking about consolidated numbers for December. If you compare it with September, hardly any growth. Rather, actually, it's a dip. Compared to previous December, 560 became 2642. This is fine. Operating profit minus 8 crore became 372 crore. This is fine. EPS of minus 2.64 became 9.43. This is fine. And this is a discovery for me, by the way, that Tejas is a part of Tata Sons. They were acquired by Tata Sons 2 years back. I was not aware of this. The Tata websites has given a good highlight of the financial year 24. Landmark year for Tejas Networks. Highest ever annual net revenue. We are exceeding that right now. Strong business momentum throughout, significant order wins and so on. Delivered solid financial performance. Key wins. Now one thing to note here is the mention of Egypt here and Italy here. They've gone international also. 25-year-old company going international at the peak, registering their highest ever quarterly revenues. Why is it falling at 9%? The answer lies in media coverage. There are few things to note here. Tejas Networks share fall up to 8%, profit dip sequentially. Note the word sequentially. This is the discretion part. We decided to use quarter on quarter with previous quarter, not with the previous year in this specific case. Now this report also says inventory levels at the end of December quarter went up to 2683 crore. This was not there in the press release or the result sheet at all. I'm not saying this is wrong, but this is not published by the group. It's a manufacturing company. These ups and downs will keep on happening. You can't have flat quarters which happen as per a mathematical equation every quarter. This is not how things work. A major order from BSNL got over recently. The later part says company's revenue doubled on a year-on-year basis and increased by 41% from September quarter. Most people will not even reach this part. Also, this particular part which stands out, that's mentioned at the end, that Tejas Network has appointed Sanjay Malik, a telecom industry veteran, former India country head of Nokia, as EVP and Chief Strategy and Business Officer. Getting an industry veteran to head strategy. What is this indicating of future? This article was totally written in a negative tone, and many people follow these channels and they take decisions based upon what they see on the channels, what analysts say, what guests say. I clearly saw a huge difference between this particular article, and this would have been shown on TV also. I don't watch TV. In fact, we have railway budget coming up where the railway minister has already said that security will be paramount this year. They have had lot of accidents. Project Kavach will involve definitely to some extent Tejas Networks. Also, there is a massive project which is at a nascent stage right now to connect all the villages, panchayats and all using a telecom network. Where will equipment come from? And if Tejas has done a good job in Italy and Egypt and they have got awards for it, will the remaining globe not want that company as well eventually? Why did Tata's buy this company? This analysis is only for educational purpose. This is my view. Take your own decisions. Don't buy or sell this stock based upon this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.